Maglonia, reporting from the island of Tinian. We've got a great panel for you this morning. Before that, though, I did want to give you a heads up if you're listening. At 2 p.m., KOAM will be live streaming from Tinian for the ribbon cutting, the opening ceremonies for the Divert Airfield here on the island of Tinian. So be sure to tune in at 2 p.m. But wanted to bring you more of our expanded coverage throughout the CNMI. We're joined with an esteemed panel this morning who are the team and alumni behind the judiciary's summer pre-law program. We're joined with a huge panel. Nicole, I think I'll pass it on over to you. We can start with introductions, your role in the program, and also what you do outside of the program. So Nicole, we can start with you.
Sure. Good morning. Half a day to the KUAM team, Chris, Tomas, and Jason. I'm not sure who else is there. I want to first say thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to share a little bit about the pre-law program that's coming up in June this summer through July. And with me here this morning is one of two law professors who will be serving as an instructor for the program, Dean Rose Kuzan Villazor, who is calling in from New York. And we also have two pre-law program alumni who graduated from the 2014 program, which was the most recent one, Savannah Jefferson and Carmen Borja. And they're, Savannah is in private practice and Carmen is an assistant attorney general here in the CNMI. And I am a member of the pre-law program committee, but I have previously served as the coordinator for this program.
Great. So for those of you who don't know the program, it's an opportunity for those interested in law and those thinking about going into law school. It's running from June 27 on Saipan to. I wanted to ask for a bit of background on who exactly are you looking to apply, and what are some of the skills that they're able to get from this program, because it's for both those interested in law, but also going into law school. So what are some of the main takeaways that applicants can expect to receive if they undergo this program?
Well, the target audience really, like you mentioned, are college students who are interested in pursuing law. And in the past, we've also had professionals who are considering a second career. You know, this is a very rare opportunity for people from, you know, in the Marianas to, you know, have a first taste of what law school is about. And there are two law school courses they will be taking, property and legal research and writing. And Carmen and Savannah can probably chime in on, you know, their experience and what they have taken away from the program.
Yeah, Carmen, we can start with you about what you took away from the program and how it's benefited you now as you know, a lawyer, as an attorney in the CNMI.
Good morning, Tomas. When I was in undergrad, I think I was on my third year, I participated in this program and I was able to meet the legal community on island. And actually the program offers a mentorship program where I was able to benefit from participating in a bigger legal community on island. My mentor was the late Mara Cara. We were able to connect and she guided me through some of the experiences that she's had, some of the lessons she's learned. And I took that with me going into law school and coming back to the island and having already established that community, you know, that wall that I was that I feared would be there was no longer there. There is a legal community here on island of locals that will help you. They want you to succeed, and they helped me succeed. And when I came back, job hunting and all of that, I already had this network that was established, that I established through this program. So biggest takeaway for me was having that network and coming home and being comfortable in the legal community here already. Like, that is such a privilege. We don't, people don't get that in other places. And we were able to, I was able to benefit from that from this program.
And Savannah, what about you?
I think one of the main things I took away from the program was really just getting an insight into what it's like to be a law student. From the basics of how to read through a case, how to IRAC, which is going through the issue, the rule, analysis, conclusion, what it's like to be cold called on. I know Dean Villazor wasn't shy about cold calling us in class. And so it made sure that we were prepared to show up for class and prepared to talk about the readings. And all of those experiences and skills were really transferable to being in a real law school class. So it really gave you the perspective of how much time and effort and work it takes. But I wasn't surprised when I entered law school because I already had that experience, and I felt like I was well equipped to tackle on the 1L cases and classes. So that was my main takeaway from the pre-law program.
And Professor Kuzan Villazor, no stranger to our program. We got to interview you just to remind folks of the news in August of your appointment as Dean of U.S. Law School Rutgers, becoming the first Filipina American Dean in the United States for U.S. Law School. Professor, I wanted to add your perspective here as the professor. What is your hope that applicants get away from this? And also, can you just speak to the program itself and whether or not this is a unique program, or if you can find this in other places as well, and just the value of having this pre-law exist?
So thank you, Tomas. And it's good to see Nicole, Carmen, and Savannah as well. It's such a nice reunion to be with all of you. Half a day, everybody. So let me just start with this program. We started this, it's been around for quite some time, but I began participating in this program in 2010. And it's been such a privilege to be part of this program because it is unique in that I see this as one that is shaped and coordinated and primarily driven by the judiciary, which tells me how committed they are to opening up doors for people in the Marianas and others in the surrounding areas to go into law school, to become lawyers and judges, right? This has become basically a pipeline for many lawyers on Saipan or in the CNMI. I'm so proud of Carmen and Savannah that they were my students and now they're lawyers. And they were juniors at the time. And I remember how that they were, even back then, they were already critically engaged and committed and passionate about the law and making a difference in people's lives. So this program is unique because it is one that is it's coordinated and shaped by the judiciary plus the local bar association. So there's a collective action here to support people who are interested in going to law school. And then during the program, the other professor and I really provide a live experience of what it's like when they go into the classroom. We don't hold back. We treat these students like they are law students. We have high expectations, and we haven't been disappointed. I mean, we've told students that you're expected to read cases and be prepared to talk about them, and then be prepared 3 weeks later to argue before a court. So in fact, this program is much more demanding than first year law because there's so much put in just 3 weeks. And we do that out of love. We do that within a very supportive environment. And I think that's also what makes us special, because throughout the program, there's ongoing mentoring happening among the professors and alumni and the local bar association, including judges and lawyers who've been there for a long time. And then after the program, the other professor and I remain mentors. We wrote letters of recommendation to students who ended up going to law school. And then if I was lucky enough that a few of the students from this program ended up choosing to go to a school where I was teaching. And it was great to continue to be connected with them. But even if they don't choose to go to that law school, we continue that bond, right? That bond is strong to ensure that people continue, that the people who participate in this program continue to succeed.
And Carmen, you touched on this a little bit, but I'm curious if the other panelists also want to answer just about the legal landscape at home, because a lot of this too is the effort to bring locals and those who've been living on island into the profession. And so can you speak to what the landscape looks like now in terms of attorneys both practicing at home and in the US, and how this program might feed into that pipeline?
Okay, well, I'd like to just highlight something that Rose kind of touched on. Since the PreLaw program started in 1991, we've had over 80 participants, and 35 of whom have graduated from law school. Of the 35, we have several individuals who are now members of the bench, CNMI Judiciary Supreme Court Justice, the U.S. District Court Chief Judge. We have private practitioners, government attorneys, defense counsel. In fact, 2 are private practitioners there in Guam. So there's a wide variety of individuals who have returned to the Marianas to serve in various capacities. But as to your question, there's still a struggle for sure to encourage those from this region to pursue law. I mean, there are different factors, right, associated with that. Probably the most common would be cost of law school. So in the program, part of the program also touches on, the law school admission process and kind of guiding participants through that process. And this year, we're very fortunate to have received, to have partnered with the Law School Admission Council. And that's huge. This is the first time that it's happened. And that's, in part thanks to Dean Villazor. We have an LSAT, the law school admission test preparation prior to the program. And so, these are all avenues to encourage students to pursue law and apply to law school.
All right, and Carmen and Savannah, just before we hit the top of the hour here, wanted to get your advice or maybe your message to those who might need the extra nudge at home, or in your case, Savannah, also coming back home to pursue this program during their free time. What's your message to those who might need the extra nudge to do it? What do you have to say to them?
I just want to say, do not be afraid. I know it might seem like a lot, but you will benefit from this program. And even if you don't go to law school, you still learn to analyze. And that is a very important skill in any career you take. Law is very versatile because it teaches you to analyze. You create a network that, even if you don't go into the law field, the legal field, you have that for the rest of your life. And I feel very grateful. And even if, even if you don't go to law school, and I'll say this again, I just want to reiterate that one of my classmates in 2014 in this program, she didn't go to law school. She went to pursue another career in public health, in a different field, but it teaches you and it shows you, so the horizon is so it's so big, and you know, you will benefit from this, and don't be scared, and we're here to help.
Savannah?
Yeah, I echo everything Carmen said. I think it's important to take advantage of opportunities. And this is something that the CNMI Supreme Court and Nicole and Dean Villazor and people back home have been working towards to provide these opportunities for those who are interested in pursuing a legal career. So if the opportunity is there, I suggest you take it and just see where your interests take you. Because even if you don't have an interest in a legal profession or becoming a lawyer, you might after this program, because it really gives you the skills and insights that might help you in the long term, and if you're evaluating what type of career you want.
And Dean Cuisinart-Villazor, just want to give you the last word here, given that if they do are admitted, they'll be spending most of their time with you. Did you have any last message to share?
All I want to say is for those who are interested in doing this is to please reach out to me beforehand. If you have any questions about what the program's like, I'm happy to answer them for you. The other professor, Professor Yuhan Lee from Georgetown Law School, I'm sure she would also be interested in hearing from anyone, and in case you have any other questions, because we are here to support all of you, and we look forward to being part of this program again.
All right, thank you. And Nicole, the deadline is March 1st, correct?
Yes, the deadline for applications, it's on March 1st. And if there's a long URL for the application deadline, but if everyone visits the Northern Marianas Judiciary Facebook page, the pre-law program brochure is right there, and the link for the application is available there too.
All right, wonderful. I want to thank Nicole, Carmen, Savannah, Dean Cuisinart-Villazor. Thank you all so much for joining us again. They're with the CNMI Judiciary's summer pre-law program. All the details you just heard there on how to apply and participate in this wonderful program. So thanks so much, all of you, for your time spanning, I think, at least 2 time zones or 3 time zones. So I appreciate it, and looking forward to covering the program when it does happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, Chris, so there you heard it. Some exciting program outside of Saipan and the CNMI, hoping to lead the next generation of attorneys in the CNMI. And just also wanted to remind folks who are tuning in before we sign off here on the link that we will be live streaming at 2 p.m. the Department of Defense's ceremony with local officials across the CNMI for the Divert Airfield here in Tinian. So you can expect to see that coverage live at 2 p.m. and again tonight on prime time. So Chris, I wanted to throw it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tomas. Hey, I enjoyed your story on the Tinian beef. It reminded me of going grocery shopping with my grandpa way back in the day, and we used to get the Tinian beef here on Guam.
All right, thanks everyone.
Yeah, that was a really awesome story, Tomas. And so, can you give us just a little more on this Divert Airfield ceremony that we're going to be streaming this afternoon? Oh, I think we lost him. Okay, well, you know what? I like the suspense of it better. I prefer he not tell us more about it, because it's going to be exciting, right? It's going to be a big day. Hello, we're doing a big announcement at 12:30. We're not doing it. We are just merely the messengers of that announcement that they're going to be announcing with the Republican Party of Guam. At the Republican Party of Guam headquarters, going on today at 12:30, and then we'll